Just update-wise, the only real issue we had coming out of the game last night was a concussion. Luke Gifford had a concussion kind of on that opening kickoff, so he'll be out a little bit. Other than that, injury-wise, we came out pretty clean. Nothing to note of any issue. Hopefully this week, I think, projecting to get kind of Quandre back in a normal rotation as we kind of ramped him into the training camp process. He should be back sort of at a full load. So that should be good to get him there. And then I think we should expect to get Jamal back this week, as well as probably Leroy Watson. That's tentative, but hopefully get him back this week as well by Wednesday or Thursday. So it was good. I think there was same thing. I think he was nervous to start the game. He's kind of settled down a little bit as it went on. I mean, he was active, but just didn't see that. You didn't make any splash plays or anything, but kind of rotated him through, and I think it was good for him to feel, that everybody in the NFL is big and strong, and he's going to have to do a lot of things technically that need to get improved, and so that part was good for him. It was a good learning experience for him, but he still felt him. He still took up double teams. He still was disrupted the line of scrimmage. He can hold a point of attack, and that was all good things to see. So positive first starts, playing clean up for him as well.
Yeah, and speed.
Yeah, we're trying to get a good look. That's a position battle. That their back roll and the special teams comes into that as well. I think Hassan played really well in special teams yesterday. I think Julius was solid. I thought Julius had a better day on the ground carrying the ball and in the passing game. But that's a job that's being competed for. I think that they're both bigger backs. They're strong. They're physical. So that role is an important one. It's an important one for special teams, and I think that's a battle you're going to continue to see over the next 2.5, 3 years.
Get more looks.
No, I think Brunskill's always going to be solid and steady. I thought Rutledge actually showed well for himself as well. I think that was a good game for him. He was a positive performance. JD does some really nice things, and he's just got to keep coming. The consistency is the biggest factor, but good things in the game to see him go out and play that way. But I think there's still plenty of room for those guys to grow all the way around. But it just ramps up the competition, and I think that anytime you bring in a veteran player or a player that's played significant snaps in the league, it's a little sort of a shot across the bow to everybody else in the room, intentional or not. But everything's got to pick up. Someone else has now entered the mix to try to take your job, and that's the reality of the NFL. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, and I think they understand that the competition is a part of it, and you hope that raises the level of play for everybody, and you get the best out of all those guys competing. And there's really not much you have to say. They all understand. They know how it all works, and that the competition is on, and there's expectations that the performance matches that stuff. And I think that you hope it brings the best out of guys. I'd like to get it's going to be it's supposed to be hot. We're practicing a little bit later because they're on West Coast time, so we're trying to accommodate the schedule. It's going to be hotter. It's going to be more physical because you're playing against somebody else. So I'm hoping for two great days of controlled physical work against them. And that will likely lead to some of the starters playing less in this game just because of the amount of work they're going to get in practice. So I'll officially give you some more playtime information at the end of the week, but I think that the starting point is going to be to play just probably a little bit less, if at all, depending on how the two practices go against Seattle. So just because it's going to be such a heavy load on those guys, and emphasis will be for the ones to get a lot more reps, and then the twos and threes will play a lot more in the game. So it's both.
Yeah.
I think we're going to maintain our aggressiveness when our analytics would tell us that it's the right time to go. The one in the low red zone was sort of a dealer's choice. Ultimately, you can choose to go for that. You can take the points. Probably in real life, you probably take the points there after 17 plays. But in the preseason, I was just trying to see if we could punch a yard and try to go up 21-7, which would have been good. And then the flip side of it is you pin the offense back down there. We had them on 3rd and long and a chance to flip the field and get the ball right back with good field position. So that's all. Those are conversations we had during the game. And again, whether I do that, depending on who we're playing in the regular season, we'll see. The one at the end of the game was a very clear go for it from our book on where we were at, where the field goal was at, and the chance to ice the game. So that one would probably be one that, if the normal flow of the game, I would still consider going for.